So here now we will be going to discuss about what is atomic mass unit and what are the symbols of different elements. How do they combine with each other to form a molecule? What is meant by atomicity, etc. So let us go ahead now. Yes. In the previous video, we have seen what is meant by an atom. Atom is the tiniest particle which cannot be compared. It can exist independently or it cannot exist independently. So here is the structure of atom, and the atom atomic size is atomic radius will be 1 nanometer, that is 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. Now let us see what are the symbols of atoms of different elements. The symbols of elements are represented by letters, symbols. For example, if you take hydrogen, H, lithium, Li, sodium, Na, like that. So the symbols of some elements are represented by one letter, and the symbols of some elements are represented by two letters. If you take hydrogen, that is H. If you take lithium, that is Li. If you take sodium, Na. If you take phosphorus, P, that means one letter. If the symbol has only one letter, it should be written as capital letter. If the symbol has two letters, then the first letter should be capital letter and the second letter should be a small letter. So for example, if you see a number of symbols of some common elements we take here, aluminium, so there are two letters here. First is capital letter and then comes the small letter. Barium, here also two letters, B, and next comes the small letter, Ba. Oxygen, one letter, O. Nitrogen, one letter. Sulfur, S. Uranium, U. Silver, again two letters, A and G. Sodium, N and A. Calcium, C and A. C should be capital letter and A should be a small letter. Carbon, capital letter C. Now let us see what is an atomic mass. Since atoms are very small in size, its mass is also very small, and determining its mass is very difficult. So the mass of an atom is compared with the mass of a standard atom. As it is very difficult, we should compare the mass of an atom with some standard thing, so that it makes our work easier. The atom which is considered as a standard atom for comparing the masses of other elements is actually carbon 12. We will take carbon 12 as the standard atom. One atomic mass unit is the mass of 1/12th. 1/12th the mass of carbon 12 atom, because this is the standard atom. So one atomic mass unit is the mass of 1/12th the mass of carbon 12 atom. Did you understand? One atomic mass unit, what is meant by AMU, is the mass of 1/12th of the particular standard atom. What is the standard atom here? It is carbon 12 atom. The atomic mass of an element is defined as the average mass of one atom of the element compared with 1/12th the mass of a carbon 12 atom. Is defined as the average mass of one atom of that element. Example, if you take one element as hydrogen. So in that hydrogen, there will be number of atoms. Many hydrogen atoms will be present, right? So the average mass of an atom of that particular element should be compared with 1/12th the mass of carbon 12 atom. It is called as atomic mass unit. Now let us see what are the different atomic masses of some elements, so that you can understand. Hydrogen atomic mass, obviously it is 1, because its atomic number is 1. Carbon 12. So carbon 12, because 12, it is compared with carbon 12 atom. Nitrogen 14, because it is compared with carbon 12, the mass of carbon 12 atom. Oxygen 16. Sodium 23, magnesium 24, aluminium 27, sulfur 32, chlorine 35.5, and calcium is 40. So let us see what is meant by a molecule. A molecule is the smallest particle of an element or compound which exists independently and shows all the properties of that substance. All the atoms combine together and form a molecule. A molecule is a group of two or more elements also. Elements that are held together by attractive forces. We have seen this in matter in our surroundings. Atoms of the same element or different elements can join together to form molecules. Atoms combine together to form molecules. Actually, molecule is nothing but it is a group of two or more elements. Two or more elements. For example, if you take sodium chloride is a molecule. In that, two or more elements are there, right? Sodium is there and chlorine is there. This is the best example for a molecule. By attractive forces, there should be some attractive forces. So sodium and chlorine are togetherly combined to form a molecule as they are elements by some attractive forces, without which they cannot combine with each other and form a molecule. See, if you see this picture, you can clearly understand how the elements or atoms combine together to form a molecule. Hydrogen, two hydrogens are combined together to form a molecule H2, oxygen O2, nitrogen N2, chlorine Cl2, NO2. NO2. See here it is a triatomic molecule and they are formed together by intermolecular forces because there should be some forces of attraction. Next we shall see what is molecule of elements. Molecule of elements. Molecule of an element contains an atoms of the same element. Molecules of some elements contain only one atom or it may contain more than one atom also. This is called as atomicity of an element. Is the number of atoms present in one molecule of the element. If you look at this, then you can understand. Argon is monoatomic because the number of atoms are present in one molecule of the number of atoms are only one for that argon. It is a non-metal. For example, if you take chlorine, chlorine always exists as a Cl2. It is called as a diatomic molecule. Sulfur, it is always exists as S4 or S8. S8 is a stable, so it is called as polyatomic. Next is aluminium. Aluminium always exists in a single atom, so it is called as monoatomic. Iron also monoatomic because it always exists in number of atoms present in one molecule. So number of atoms will be only one all the time. Molecule of compound contains atoms of two or more different types of elements. Molecule of a compound contains, obviously, for example, if you take sodium chloride, one or two different types of elements. Sodium is a different element and chlorine is also a different element. This is called as molecule of compound. See, if you see number of compounds, then you can understand. Water, if you take H2O, combining elements are hydrogen and oxygen. So number of atoms of each elements are two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. Because hydrogen is a different element and oxygen is a different element. Carbon dioxide, carbon and oxygen, there are two different combining elements. Number of atoms, how many number of atoms we shall see? Carbon 1 atom, oxygen 2 atoms. HNO3, nitric acid. Hydrogen and oxygen. 3 elements are present here. Now let us see what are the number of atoms. Hydrogen 1 atom, nitrogen 1 atom as well as oxygen are 3 atoms. In the same way, this is called as molecules of some compounds. Molecules are combined by the elements, by the atoms of the elements in different proportions. Next, you shall see ions. Compounds containing metals and non-metals contain charged particles are called as ions. Everybody knows ions are charged particles. It has both positive charge as well as negative charged particles. A positively charged ion is called as cation and a negatively charged ion is called as an anion. For example, if you take sodium chloride, Na plus and Cl minus. Positively charged Na is called as a cation and negatively charged particle chlorine Cl minus is called as an anion. Valency is nothing but it is the combining capacity of an element. Combining capacity of an element is called as valency. Let us see valencies of different common ions. Sodium has valency always 1. That is why we write O as Na plus. For example, if you take zinc. Zinc will always exist as Zn plus 2. So its valency will be 2. Calcium always exists as Ca plus 2 and its valency is 2. Iron. Iron will exist as Fe plus 2 is a stable state and its valency is 2. Aluminium exists as Al plus 3 and its valency is 3. These are some of the valencies, combining capacity of an element. Now let us see writing chemical formula. Chemical formula, you all know that hydrogen chloride symbol, you will be taking hydrogen and chlorine. Valencies is 1 and 1 for both. Formula will be HCl. So you have to crisscross like this and you will be writing this. Magnesium chloride symbol is magnesium as well as chlorine. So what is the valency of chlorine? 2. 2. You have to remember the valences. Magnesium is 1. If you crisscross, chlorine will get 2 valency and magnesium will get 1 valency. This is writing the chemical formula.